Good morning and welcome to downtown Troy and Troy Fest 2019. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm Mike Amos this morning, speaking to you from downtown Troy. And of course, Morgan Drinkard and Emery Drinkard are with me this morning. And good to see you, my friend.
Good to be here. Thank you for having us.
And of course, it's Troy Fest again, one of the great places for artists to go every year. Is that right?
That's right. A great place to have artists and a great place for people that like art to go.
How you doing, Emery? You having fun this morning?
Look at the camera. That's the camera.
And
she's been on the radio, and she's doing the media circuit this morning.
So you've already talked to WSFA television and radio already.
That's right. WSFA, WTBF, and now the Mike Amos Show.
Well, my forecast, Morgan, is no more rain until after Troy Fest, and I really believe that it's going to get better. It was a slight drizzle this morning, but
yes.
Looking pretty good. Feels good, doesn't it?
It feels great. It feels great.
Wouldn't you like for it to feel like this the whole time?
Yes. But I'm okay with a little bit more sunshine.
Yeah.
So,
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to you and you folks watching on Facebook today across the nation, across the world. And I want to say hello to my aunt in Seattle this morning. Good morning to you and friends of mine out in Arizona as we get awake. Of course, you folks are not awake yet. You got a couple more hours of sleep, but it is a wonderful time of the year where I reckon for the last 8 or 10 years we've been coming to you from downtown Troy. And Morgan, you and your husband Rob, of course, let's mention Rob. He's probably working already, or he probably stayed up all night long. Is that
He
right?
has been working. He has been working on the festival. So we have a great committee of people that put together this show. So we're really fortunate to have those people. And this year we have more than 100 artists coming.
Boy, that is fantastic.
I think it's the most artists that we've had. I know since I've been working with the festival since 2009 or so.
And of course they'll be paraded. I reckon they'll start coming in here afternoon today.
Yes, they'll start coming in after lunch. We'll start to see some of their trailers and some of their equipment loading in, and but their check-in does not begin until 6 p.m.
Yeah.
So.
Very important. Very important. You cannot park on the square after 5 o'clock today. Is that right?
That's right. And all of our retailers that will be open, we invite you to still visit with them, the restaurants, the retail stores. But maybe if you're just coming later in the afternoon, park on the outside of the square. So there's parking at the Pike County Courthouse. There's parking at the Johnson Center for the Arts, Troy Bank and Trust. There's lots of parking behind the old Regions Bank. I've seen lots of spots now that would be easily accessible for you to, because we definitely want you to dine and shop with our merchants that are open.
I want to thank my friends at Bird Drugs. They're already open for business. We'll be smelling bacon cooking in a minute, but they did open up long enough to give me a couple of cups of coffee this morning. Of course, Scott been down here since about 4 o'clock, probably getting ready. And of course, this is an annual event, Troy Fest, and it's an annual event for Troy Cable to be with you live from downtown Troy on a brisk, sort of a windy Friday, and I like it. And this is the shirt everybody be wearing. Is that right?
This is the 2019 Troy Fest T-shirt. Can you hold that up for us, Henry?
Yeah, that's exactly.
And the Troy Fest T-shirt design each year. Let's hold it up higher.
There it is right there.
So we can see.
Yes.
The design for the T-shirt each year comes from an art contest that we do with elementary schools throughout the county. And this year's winner was Charlie Fountain at Pike Liberal Arts.
Oh, that's great.
And he's in Miss Golf's art class. So you can come to the festival. We have lots of questions on Facebook and call in City Hall. When can I get the T-shirt? Come to the festival and get your T-shirt. Sizes usually sell out, so we will have them at the festival starting at 9 o'clock. Our merchandise tent will be across from the gazebo on the square.
All right, if somebody out there could bring a Troy Fest shirt from the last 5 years in a row, we'll give them a free one.
I don't know. I think there'd be a lot of people that could do that.
I know that.
That might not be a good way for us.
In fact, they're running to the closet right now. My wife could probably do it.
I think a lot of people could.
I don't know who y'all buy from, but it's always a nice quality shirt, and it's beautiful. It's always colorful. And
we get our shirts locally from Ideal, and so we always bid out, and they give us a great price on our T-shirts. And we try to pick a color that's vibrant and fun because Troy Fest is vibrant and fun. And so we try to pick a color that people would want to wear in springtime and wear, to the festival.
Yeah. You sort of married into Troy Fest, didn't you?
I don't know about that, but maybe.
How many years have you been working with Troy Fest?
I've been working with Troy Fest since about 2009.
All right, so you've been married that long, is that right?
I was married in 2011, so maybe before I was married, but definitely my first position in Troy when I moved back to Troy after graduate school from Tuscaloosa was with the Johnson Center for the Arts. So yes, Rob was involved with the festival, but as a director of the Johnson Center for the Arts, it was imperative that I look at how arts was affecting our community, and I think
you
that
met two guys, Rob Drinkett and Dr. Our great Dr. Doug Hawkins.
Yeah. So we, throughout the years, I've been able to make a lot of connections with artists that have had affiliations with the Johnson Center and Troy Fest.
Yeah.
So,
We're right here, located right across from Shebang, and right here on Highway 231 and 29. If I caught that truck right there, I could go to New York City on Highway 29. Did you know that?
Well, you've
29
told me that
takes
before.
you to New York City.
Yeah, I've heard that from you before, and I don't think I knew that from anyone else. So
well, it's Highway 231 and 29, and of course, at one time before the bypass was built, this was the main venue through Troy, and it was very heavy in traffic. We're coming to you live from downtown Troy. I'm Mike Amos. It's Today in L.A. That's Lower Alabama, especially for you folks on Facebook. Isn't it unreal or very remarkable to me that we can be sitting here going live to Tokyo, Japan?
Oh, yeah, it is remarkable. And it's...
Now, I don't know what time of day it is there, and I don't know if anybody's up, and I don't know if anybody has stopped, as they run through the... many programs, but go to TC2, Troy Cat 2, and you can stream in and watch us live from downtown Troy this morning. Morgan Drinkard is with me, and of course her sweet little girl, Emery, named after probably Emery Farmer, is that right?
No, named after we had a family member, Emery Drinkard.
Okay, all right, I got you.
Yeah.
And how old are you?
How old? 4.
She's 4. Well, she needs to meet my little granddaughter. I got a little 4-year-old.
I think they have met before. I think they have met. Emery, what's your favorite part of Troy Fest? Having fun.
Having fun.
Well, what's so fun about Troy Fest? Tell me, what's fun about Troy Fest?
And it is fun for everybody, isn't it? It's fun for everybody, and it doesn't matter what age they are. Bring them down here starting Saturday morning. What time will everything get started in the morning?
The festival open at 9 a.m. on Saturday.
Yeah, and of course Bird Drugs is open for breakfast. And let me tell you this, the best kept secret in town is the donuts, the sweet rolls that they bake at how you pronounce it? Dolce. Yeah. Have you ever had their cinnamon rolls?
I've had a chocolate croissant, and it's very good.
Their cinnamon rolls are outstanding, especially if they'll warm them. Their coffee is delicious, and we've got a couple of new coffee shops that are opening in downtown Troy, and of course very soon Francesco's. How do you pronounce that? Francesco's Italian restaurant will be opening up very soon, right here on the corner, and of course Mama Goldberg's. B. Graves. B. Graves should be full of people. Most of these vendors downtown or these businesses downtown will be open Saturday.
I think so. I think that most of them do a really great job of posting their extended hours on Facebook.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be a great place to check. But so many of the retailers and businesses are so gracious to open on Sunday, even though they don't normally do that. And so I encourage people to shop with our vendors at Troy Fest, but also visit your local businesses. I know sometimes it's hard to get down here during the week if you work out of town. So, use that time to shop with our local businesses as well.
Is it mostly cash, or can you pay by credit card?
Most of the artists have credit card swipers that they'll use, a Square. cash and check are usually best option, but almost all of them in today's world have to have a credit card.
Exactly, no question about it. And of course, these are some of the finest artists in Alabama. They go to, a lot of these people stay on the road almost every weekend, going to different places. You know, I've always compared Troy Fest with one of the top events of this type in the state of Alabama. I reckon the only close thing would be Tuscaloosa. Is that right?
Yes, yes. Kentuck Folk Art Festival is another art festival that has an emphasis of folk art, which is what Troy Fest is. But these artists, you know, really aren't just from the state of Alabama. We have artists from, I think it's more than 9 different states. We have Michigan, Indiana, and that festival guide there in the messenger.
Yeah. I didn't get today's messenger, and I need it because I bet it's got a schedule for everything in there.
Messenger.
Somebody bring us by a messenger this morning. And
today's messenger should have a Troy Fest insert in it, and we'll list all the artists. We have artists, having great folk artists, Bob McGill from Signal Mountain, Tennessee. We have Coda Moon from Indiana. We have artists from Louisiana, Tampa, Florida, Georgia. I know you'll be excited to hear Mary Holman Johnson's coming back.
Dear friend, we had a party for her last night.
Well, I heard that, and I was thankful for the invitation. I'm sorry I couldn't make it.
Well, I was doing a baseball game out at Pike Liberal Arts, and a driving rainstorm started, so I didn't get over there either. But I talked to him by phone, and everybody's excited about coming. Of course, Mary Holman. You know, she still goes by Mary Holman Johnson. And of course, her daddy owned a photography shop right down the street here. Holman Johnson, legendary guy, took everybody's picture at one time or another over the years. And of course, she's been an artist pretty much all her life. She's a lovely, lovely person, and she now lives in Atlanta and very successful. And you know, it's great that she's here.
Yeah, we're excited to have her.
Now, her brother Manley's a pretty well-known guy too. He's a big economist, you know.
That's right.
Manley Johnson in Washington D.C. It was a wonderful family that was raised over on Orange Street.
That's right, and they're the Johnson Center for the Arts is the Holman and Ethel Johnson Center for the Arts, so named in their parents' honor. And so I think between the photography business and the naming of the Arts Center, it's an incredible full circle to see Mary Holman come back and express her art, much like her father did, in the same literal physical part of the community with downtown.
Now, I know you by heart. Of course, you were sort of raised in Demopolis for a long time, and then you moved to Birmingham. Boy, that's a rough vehicle flying down the road here on Friday morning. But of course, you came out of Chelsea, Alabama, right outside of Birmingham, and found your way to Troy University. Is that right?
That's right. I came to Girls State at Troy University and fell in love with Troy. And
yeah, that's good.
You see that, Emery?
How many times have you seen somebody do that? Where you heading this morning? Where you heading? New York City? Where's he heading? And ladies and gentlemen, we're right here on the square, and he could be going to New York, all we know. But of course, Troy Fest brings together a lot of Troy people. In fact, a lot of families make Troy Fest sort of like a Christmas or a Thanksgiving. It's the time to come to Troy. A lot of old Troy people come back, don't they?
I hear people all the time say, you know, I'm going to meet you at Troy Fest, or meet us at Troy Fest, and look forward to visiting Troy Fest. I know the Gibsons were looking at inviting up the Hutchinsons.
He married Caroline. Clark did.
And so
back in 1970.
Oh, you remember the times where you have met friends here and really enjoyed the time. So.
Yeah, no question about it. I know you and Rob put a lot into it, and Rob is a special kind of guy. He's a guy that can do anything, and you know, this is one of the big moments of his life every year is to put on Troy Fest, and he does a wonderful job. And he is one of these guys that if you put a battery on the back of him, he'd go all day, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
But he had all kinds of energy.
Yes, he does. He does.
So right now he's at home taking care of your other child, and what's his or her name?
William is 2, so
Yeah.
William's might be at school by now. I'm not sure, but so Emery's 4 and William's 2, and we enjoy letting them see Troy Fest as well.
Yeah.
I don't think William has quite figured out that what Troy Fest is, because he's excited about Troy Fest. He hears Troy Fest a lot in our home. But yesterday when I asked him if he's excited to go to Troy Fest, he said, yes, go Troy ball, go. So I think he thinks we're going to a Troy ball game. So we're going to, I'm not sure how he's going to feel about that. So.
Now, you also teach journalism at Troy University. Are you going to miss a class? Are you letting your class off today?
No, I have class at 9, 10, 11 today.
Oh, boy. And of course, you enjoy that. Is that right?
Oh, yes.
You teach journalism in Troy.
Yes, I teach public relations, advertising, writing, journalism.
You have students from all over the world, don't you?
Students from all over the world. I have a class where half of my students are international students and half are American students. So,
and have you taken them on a tour of West College Street?
I have not taken them on a tour of West College Street, but many of them participate in some of the activities that the International Office offers, which includes that.
Yeah, well, of course, a couple of weeks ago we had what could have been tragic.
Right.
Thank goodness it bounced around, or if it stayed on the ground, we might not have a West College Street today. It was really rough, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, and I think we're really blessed. I know that there was a lot of damage, but most everybody that I've spoken with has, even though there's damage to physical buildings, without having any injury, they were really fortunate and blessed.
Well, Jim O'Neill was sitting there at 7 o'clock Sunday morning. Of course, he was getting ready to go to Sunday school and go to church at First Baptist Church. And Jim was eating oatmeal, and he looked across the way, and the tower at the Span House was coming down. It was actually blown down. And what do they call that tower?
I don't know what the architectural name for it would be. But
of course, thank goodness it was just the tower that blew down, and it was just ironic that Jim was just sitting there watching that happen, and then it bounced to a few other places down the street, and hopefully all those folks that had damage are doing well now.
Yeah, I think so. We held the First Baptist Church Easter egg hunt on College Street last Saturday, and so many of the people who live on College Street who did have some damage still got their yards ready and had that because there was just a sense of normalcy.
In fact, I tell this story. Yes, I did teach third grade Sunday school at one time, and every year we would have our Easter egg hunt in the Span's front yard. And instead of Easter eggs, I had Hubba Bubba. You know what that is?
Yes.
And I would throw the Hubba Bubba out, and I would each person could pick up 5, so they'd come back to the sidewalk and keep looking. And I asked Jerry Span, did he ever run over any Hubba Bubba on his lawnmower? He said almost every time he went out there.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have restricted them to 5, and they would have found all of them.
But what a wonderful city this is, and what a wonderful town. Of course, we brag on it because we live here, but this is a wonderful town. They love the arts. This is a artsy town. This is a sports town. This is a wonderful place for outdoor hunting and fishing and the arts. And to take for example, a wonderful program this past weekend at this time was Mamma Mia.
Yes.
And everybody says that's one of the best productions they have seen ever at Troy.
Yes, I think arguably so, that it was an incredible production, and how amazing to have that talent and to have the venue and to have the support to produce something like that.
No question. I wish we could have at least filmed it and run it again, because the local girl, the Leverett girl, was the star of the show,
Yeah.
She's a graduate of Charles Henson High School.
I think there's some beauty, though, in coming to the show and seeing it. So I know it was sold out for all of
That's right.
them.
In fact, you went, didn't you, Scott? How good was it, Scott?
Great.
And
I could have gone twice.
well, she could have gone twice, no question about it. And Tori Lee, what a great job
That's
she
right.
does. And
Yeah.
of course, that's her maiden name, and she was on our show last week, and boy, she's just outstanding, isn't she?
Yeah, she is.
Well, the entire theater program, and is outstanding, and Troy's putting a lot of emphasis on theater and drama departments, but also on dance. And we were talking the other day that right now the dance program has over 100 people in it, which is really impressive.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the reasons that the university is putting that emphasis in the arts is one of the same reasons that we have the emphasis of the arts in our community. That we know that creative expressions kind of allow for intellectual growth and create experiences for people that build relationships, and so some of the same reasons that the university is investing heavily in the arts is some of the same reasons that we as a community invest in the arts. So.
I wish Sips would bring us some donuts this morning. Sips is baking donuts this morning, I think.
Yes, I think they are. I think Emery's going to find something.
and that is a very popular place to go this weekend. It's the Sips.
They have. You can look at their Facebook page. But they have donut sliders. They have, I think, Bloody Marys. They have a lot of special menu items for.
If somebody out there is watching this morning, call Sips and tell them to run us over some donuts this morning. We'd love to have it. Our Doche had some wonderful cinnamon rolls this morning. And, of course, breakfast at Bird starts at 7 o'clock. Yeah. And they'll be open in the morning at 7 for a hot breakfast. A lot of your vendors will get here early, won't they?
Yeah, they will get here early. And we feed our vendors. Sheila Jackson with the Department of Tourism, they do an incredible job of hospitality for our artists.
Yeah, we got us a viewer right there in the back of that truck. Look at him. Mike Amos along with Morgan drinking this morning. I appreciate you so much. You've been always so kind to me, and we've had all this tradition. Go wake up Stephanie Baker this morning. She's usually here.
Oh, I'd be surprised if she's not watching. She's just watching maybe from the comfort of her own home, or maybe she's gone by now. Or I think she's traveling though. I think she's traveling. But Stephanie, Stephanie, Christy Drinkwater, so many members of the Arts Council. I mean, those are the people who built the foundation to make Troy Fest what it is today. I mean, it's pretty easy for me to come in 2008, 9, 10 and say, oh, come to this festival that's this large and this scale and has this reputation, because they're the ones who built that reputation.
It's something that we really want you to be to know is that there's going to be plenty of food also tomorrow. Somebody, I think you said 13 vendors.
Yeah, 13 or 14 food vendors, and
it's fresh, good, delicious food too.
Yes, and anything you can imagine: barbecue, lemonade, sweet tea, all the festival food favorites.
Of course, some of them come back every year. What are some real favorites?
People love anything dipped in fry batter. So fried Oreos, blooming onions. Usually there's a really great barbecue place. The sweet tea, man, especially on a weekend like we're going to have this weekend where it's going to be hot and sunny. People want sweet tea and lemonade.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, it's always great to see all the things you've got to look forward to. And of course, like you said, many of these folks have been coming every year,
That's right, we have. But this year we have more than 40 new artists, and we're really excited to welcome those people to the Troy Fest community. And the Troy Fest community really lives on beyond the weekend. Yeah. We love these artists. These artists become a part of our family. We connect with them throughout the year, and so Troy Fest is much more than a 2-day festival. But some of the new artists that we have, of course, we've mentioned Mary Holman's coming with her jewelry. She'll actually be in 2 categories, jewelry and photography. Then we have Bob McGill.
Oh, she does photography too?
Yes,
she should. She's born into that.
Right.
Evidently, her dad taught her some of those things.
That's right, and I think
Holman Johnson.
Jane Treadle did a great story in the Messenger this week. But like I said earlier, that full circle. You have a father that does photography for years in downtown Troy, and to have his daughter come and show her artwork this many years later, I think is just a real testament to how much further this festival lives beyond 2 days.
It's amazing. It really is.
We have, of course, Charles Adams.
I love Charles Adams.
Adams Glass has attended every single festival from the beginning, Jean Lake Festival to today's Troy Fest. So
I like his parched peanuts.
peanuts, Coca-Cola. You can count on Mr. Charles to
I tell you,
take care of whatever
has a
you
very
need.
interesting place, and it's located on Highway 231
That's
South. Right. And you know, we get a lot of Ozarks and Andalusians
yes.
and Enterprise. You know, most all of them have festivals of their own, and they'll. But just for some reason,
well, they don't have
flock
a Troy
into
Fest.
Troy.
They
That's
have a
right.
Crawdad Festival. They have a City Fest. They have Spring Fest, but we're really the only true fine art and craft festival in the Central Alabama region, and so. And I love some of those other festivals for other reasons, but just like we travel to their communities for their festivals, they travel to our community for this festival.
My wife loves art, and,
and
everywhere she goes, she looks for art, but she wants one artist, one all. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
She doesn't want to print. She wants the real
That's
deal.
right.
And you can get the real deal here.
You
Is
can
that
get
right?
the real deal here, and I hope you...
what am I trying to say is that she likes... original.
She likes
original art.
These are not replicas. These are not going to be in a well, I shouldn't say gallery. They're not going to be in a retail store somewhere. These are original pieces, and a lot of the artists demonstrate their paintings while they're here. I know I saw on Facebook last night, Wally Lowry said he has a painting of downtown Troy, I think titled Parade Day, and he's bringing it to the festival, and he's going to finish it at the festival. We have a fabric arts scarf, a lady with scarves, and she's going to actually show how she weaves the color into the dyeing process of the scarves. And then we have someone who's coming with a loom who's going to be demonstrating weaving on a loom, and Bob McGill, who and we have these paints with these razor blades, and so he's going to show how he does that technique to give that 3D. So a lot of demonstrating artists, and so not only do you get to buy the pieces, you sometimes get to see them made as well.
No question about it, and of course the square will be full of artists from all over the country, and we're something that's very important, and we talk about this a lot because it is important. These people, a lot of them make their living doing this on the weekend.
Right, this is their livelihood. This is not something, doing the festival circuit is not necessarily fun, it's hard work. And so when people say, just come to Troy Fest and walk around, I agree with that, and I want you to be here, and I want you to walk around, but I hope in walking around that you find something that you can buy to support these artists, because this is their livelihood. They have to pay to come here. When they sell items at the festival, they pay taxes in our community. We give them a nice little tax packet when they check in. So support the artist. That's what they're here for. They love seeing you. They love visiting with you. They like showing their art. But just like if you own a business, you like when people come in, but you like when you make a sale as well. So
now y'all do actually have a system where y'all actually have prize money. Is that right? How does that work?
Yes, we have the Gene Lake Purchase Program, and the Gene Lake Purchase Program is really so much more than Troy Fest bucks. Troy Fest bucks are kind of the end result of the Gene Lake Purchase Program, but the Gene Lake Purchase Program works in that individuals can make a donation to become a friend of Gene Lake.
Sure.
And when they make that donation, 90% of that donation is returned to them in Troy Fest bucks, which are essentially gift certificates to use with our Troy Fest artists. But here's what that does, is those guaranteed sales, we get to advertise, because we advertise nationally for this festival. So we have a national call for artists. And say in 2018, we sold more than $12,000 in the Gene Lake Purchase Program.
Isn't that fantastic?
It's fantastic. Leanne Wyndham runs that program, so I wouldn't expect anything less. But so what we get to say is artists, come to Troy Fest. We will guarantee, and we know that much more than $10,000 happens in sales, but what we get to say is that we have these guaranteed sales. We know sales are important. These people have these Troy Fest bucks. Come and they will spend them with you, and those artists appreciate that. They understand that we understand that sales are important to them. So the Gene Lake Purchase Program, and that remaining 10% that stays to the festival does help with our prize money. We award more than $10,000 in prize money to our artists.
That's very inviting.
To our artists, to art teachers in the community when their students win the art awards. So that remaining 10% does help, but it does not fund the festival. We have some great sponsors that help fund the festival, but it's really a commitment to the festival as a whole. So those buying into the Gene Lake Purchase Program is more than Troy Fest bucks.
Well, that is something. And of course, it's going to be exciting. We're going to go to a break. We're going to take just a short break. We'll be back from downtown Troy in just a moment.
Hey folks, are you tired of spending hard-earned money on a gas grill only to have it burn up in less than 2 years, not to mention burning your food? Here at Southern Grill and Patio in Troy, Alabama, we carry the Holland Grill line. They've been around since 1988, and there are people right here in Troy that have had theirs for over 20 years. These grills are guaranteed not to flare up. You can grill, steam, or smoke on your new Holland Grill today. Come see us at Southern Grill and Patio in Troy, Alabama, inside Town and Country Flooring Center.
When you are handed the key to a new Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick or GMC, rev up your imagination. Think of all the places you can go in some of the most stylish, best quality cars available on the market today. Feel confident driving vehicles with superb dependability and safety ratings. And smile. You saved a ton of money because you bought at Bill Jackson. Let the only thing holding you back be the end of the road. A Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC vehicle will not only change your life, it saves you money like nowhere else.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video, and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office.
Back to downtown Troy, and Troy Fest 2019 is coming this Saturday morning starting at 9 o'clock. It'll run from 9 to 5, and then on Sunday
from 10 to 4.
And you folks that want to worship downtown, you're going to get an opportunity to do that.
That's right. We'll have a church service on the square Sunday morning at 9 a.m., which is such a nice addition to the weekend of events. We have so many artists that travel week in and week out, and they miss their service at their home church. We have so many volunteers that need to be there early that miss their service. So that's a great opportunity for community members, and a great time. Come worship and then shop the festival right afterward.
I can smell bacon cooking. Bird Drugs, of course, have the delicious breakfast every morning at 7 o'clock, starting at 7 o'clock. Then they go all the way through lunch, and the food is just outstanding. From Bird Drugs, and of course they'll be open in the morning, I'm sure, around 7 o'clock. You know, when I like to say this, there's some 3 or 4 big days of the year for the city of Troy, and I'm gonna tell you, Troy Fest, I think, is even surpassing Homecoming and Appreciation Day. As many people as we bring in for that is a big day of the year. But Troy Fest has, been so popular, and it brings a lot of people to our community. And we want to look good for them. This is a great opportunity for Troy to showcase itself.
That's
Isn't that
right. I think that T-Day and Homecoming are great events, but they're very different than Troy Fest. And Troy Fest is a community event that has dated back to the Gene Lake Festival at the Pioneer Museum, and has a lot of tradition and history, and just a different event than a university athletic event. So
there are a lot of people that'll come and spend the weekend in Troy. They'll stay at our hotels, eat at our restaurants, and of course these vendors have to eat and sleep somewhere too. And it brings a lot to our economy. And I know
these artists, they get gas in Troy, they eat in Troy. Some spent last night in Troy, just like we saw Mary Holman spent last night in Troy. Some might stay Sunday evening. They invite people to come see them in Troy, so those people travel through Troy. And a couple years ago, we did get someone to count the attendance, and we had more than 10,000 people in attendance over the weekend span for Saturday and Sunday.
That is really good. Now, of course, all the vendors will be here, but a lot of our local businesses will be open.
Yeah.
But what percentage do you feel like will actually open? Now, B Grades will be open, I know, for dinner, and they'll be open at lunch too, probably, won't they?
I think the ones that can be open, like they have the staffing and the availability, will be open because you've drawn this many people to downtown. Get them in your store to
Mama
buy
Goldberg's.
something. But some of them may not be able to be open on Sunday for staffing reasons or other reasons. But I think the best thing to do is to check their Facebook pages to see their extended hours. But our restaurants are usually great about being open, and then our retail stores usually have some type of sale to go along with Troy Fest.
No question. Of course, one of the top stores in this part of the country is Glow, and you being a big town girl from Birmingham, Glow is a store where a lot of the things that you can buy. The only other place you can go is Atlanta or Birmingham. Isn't that right?
That's right. Glow carries Pandora, Sorelli, Kendra Scott. I mean, name brands that you only find in larger communities. So I know that Julie does a great job of really seeking out the brands that she knows are special to bring to Troy.
Now the churches like First Baptist and First Methodist, they won't be open for view, will they?
I don't think so. I don't know.
They're
any
two
plans.
beautiful churches.
They are. Actually, I know that last year I think one of them had a wedding on the Saturday of Troy Fest. So, but I don't think they're open for any type of tour.
Let's show the Troy Fest shirt again.
Okay.
Now this is and it's a first class shirt, and this shirt is on sale. Starting tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock.
That's right. That's right. On sale starting tomorrow at 9
o'clock. And who is the young man that won the award?
Charlie Fountain. Charlie Fountain is a student at Pike Liberal Arts in Miss Goff's art class, and he won the art competition that we distribute the papers to elementary schools in Pike County, so city schools, private schools, Covenant Christian, county schools, and then we bring in all the submissions and have a jury to judge those.
That is a beautiful shirt.
And, I haven't mentioned, but along with this, as far as it being an arts community, the Johnson Center for the Arts will also have the Troy Fest Student Art exhibit on display. And so the Johnson Center is a great place to visit throughout the weekend. Their hours will be on their website. I think their hours are the same as the festival hours, and that's the way it's been in the past. And so, especially on a warm day like we're anticipating,
Hey there, good morning.
it is a great place to walk down the Johnson Center, maybe use the restroom, stay in the air condition for a few minutes looking at the student artwork. But Pam Smith directs that student art exhibition, and so it's first class.
Yeah. Kids Corner. Will we have a Kids Corner?
We will have some kids activities this weekend. We're going to have McGruff, the police dog, will be here. T-Roy will be here.
Get pictures with T-Roy,
Yes, and we always have the choo-choo train that will be here. And the puppets from First Baptist Church.
Oh, wonderful.
Will have shows every hour starting at 9:30. So I believe it's 9:30, 10:30. And then, but like I said, for that full schedule, you can.
Well, the entertainment, let's talk a little bit about the entertainment because it's sponsored by Troy Cable,
That's
isn't it?
right, the Troy Cable Entertainment Stage.
And that's the stage right here, up here on the corner, is that right?
The stage that's in the parking lot adjacent to Bird
Wonderful.
Drugs. So the puppet shows, I'm going to give the times for the puppet shows. At 9:30, 10:30, 12:15, 1:15 on Saturday, and those puppet shows are wonderful for children.
They're demand for all over the country.
Oh yeah,
now.
They travel.
They really do a great job.
Okay, so starting on the Troy Cable Entertainment stage at 10:30. Now the puppets will be down by Confetti Crate.
Okay.
That's where the puppet shows will be down by Confetti Crate.
Confetti Crate is a beautiful place to shop too.
Yeah, it is. Then, and on the Troy Cable Entertainment stage, which is in the parking lot adjacent to Bird Drugs, the Colley Senior Center dancers will be at 10:30. So make sure you're here at 10:30 to see them. Then we
Eileen Snyder gonna be in there. You think?
I don't know.
I'm gonna go just to see.
She wants to be. We have a musical group called Helium Lilies that will be performing at 11 a.m. Then First Baptist Church One Voice Ensemble Choir will perform at noon. And also at noon, at the Stevens Gazebo on the square is where we'll present all of our art awards. So you may have children or grandchildren that have won art awards. They may or may not have told you yet. They may find out at school today. But those awards will be presented at the gazebo at noon.
Yeah.
So then the Troy University Jazz Band.
Wonderful.
It's been a couple years since we've had the jazz band perform. So 12:45. So I'm thinking come to the festival, shop around a little bit, get something to eat, and then find your place at 12:45 for the jazz band.
How about Shebang? When are they coming?
Shebang is coming on Sunday at 1 p.m.
That'll be a good time to be there. It'll be a great place to eat lunch on Sunday, wouldn't it?
That's right.
At the church.
So finishing up on Saturday at 2 p.m. is the Southern Baton Company, which is led by Lauren Chandler.
Yeah,
And then at 2:30 p.m. there's a musical group called Life Changed Music. And throughout the day, the McGruff, the crime dog, will be at the police tent. So I think we have, he works a little on his own schedule, but he is thinking he'll be there at 11:30 and 2:15.
A very important thing we have not mentioned. It could be this could be a good yes or a good no. One of the other face painting. Will anybody be doing any face painting?
Not that I know of.
Well, I'm saying it would be good or bad.
Yeah, it's good for the children. It is.
Until it starts running on their face.
It's only okay for the parents until they come and sit in your lap and put their face on
you. Think there'll be a
you.
candy apple out there anywhere?
I think there will be. Mr. Charles always has his day-long suckers.
A dentist's favorite thing is a candy apple, isn't it?
And the peanut brittle, we have great peanut brittle.
Oh, I love it.
So, and Mr. Charles will have that as well, but we have another peanut brittle vendor. So there, I don't think you'll be lacking for sweet treats.
Let me tell you something that we're very fortunate. The company that had the chicken trucks that used to come through every day.
Right. I've noticed we've been sitting out here for a long time.
We have not seen a chicken truck today. Hint, hint, knock on wood. Because they're not the best smelling trucks in the world with the chicken trucks coming through, but we hadn't seen any of them. Of course, we're coming to you live from downtown Troy.
Why are they not traveling? Why are they not coming through here?
They moved.
Okay, they moved.
Yeah,
okay.
They moved their business and.
Well, I guess there's a good part. They weren't located in
I don't
Troy
see any
anyway.
chicken feathers on the ground, and so that's it. But of course, wonderful downtown Troy. Of course. It's definitely grown on you. You came here as a student, and you've lived here for several years now. And your parents, when they come from Birmingham, they can say, I bet they said to you, I can understand why you like to live here.
So they might, yeah. They definitely see how this community has so many opportunities.
Yeah.
So.
Now, if you see somebody with the shirt that you got on, they can answer any questions. Is that right?
They can attempt to. That's right. These are our staff T-shirts. So this turquoise color. Now you're kind of wearing this turquoise color
I just
this morning,
to wear
so we
it.
might have
exactly.
to put you on staff. But the turquoise color is kind of our one of our colors, and so we have our staff T-shirts, and the festival headquarters will be in a tent by the gazebo, and that's where extra copies of the messengers so kind to print extra copies of that festival guide. So pick up a messenger today, but if you bring it at home, leave it at home tomorrow, and you want to see a map or you want a list of the artists, a lot of people come to us and say, I want to know who was that person that was over here last year, or this person who came last year. And so, if you'll take one of those festival guides home with you and mark who you liked, then it'll be easy for you to remember. Or take a picture with your phone.
Starting to get a little windy. I know you've got to go, but let me tell you, you're precious.
Well,
I mean, not only I've known you a long time, but you and Rob, of course, are two of the leaders. And here comes Emery again. Emery, you having fun this morning?
I think Miss Leanne has.
I know she is, and only thing that's not great is old Dougie's not with us anymore.
Right.
And he loved this. This was his favorite time of the year, wasn't it?
He did. He loved a lot about Troy.
Talk about Dr. Doug Hawkins.
The last, I guess, year or 2 years that he was able to participate in Troy Fest was very special.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I tell you what, it's from downtown Troy, and if you want some good Southern hospitality, drive to Troy on Saturday or Sunday. And of course, what are your hours on Sunday now?
Sunday, 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock. Now we have the church service at
Yeah.
9 a.m., but don't wait till 4 o'clock to come, because some of these artists they have a long way to travel. So
Now, I hate
make
to
sure
say this, but does the prices get a little bit better in the latter part of Sunday?
I don't know that they do. I mean,
Yeah, these are professionals, aren't
yeah,
they?
they're professionals, and
They know they're going to sell their items. They're pointing over to
yep, they're
the
putting up
people
one of
working.
the first 10.
WSFA television was here earlier. And,
That's right. We're going to be doing a live broadcast this evening with Alabama News Network, and lots of TV throughout the day. So.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, again, we appreciate it, and appreciate you so much and your staff. And again, Rob is the guy that is always in the background, but he's running the show, isn't he?
That's right, he is.
And of course, y'all been married how many years now?
8 years.
Is this the toughest time of your marriage?
No. No.
But y'all work so much together. You get
right.
as excited about it as he does, don't you?
That's right, I do. I enjoy it.
I read some of the comments that you made. Of course, you teach, as a full-time professor at Troy, but this is a time that you're really, really busy.
Yeah, this is the busiest week of the semester for me at the university.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I tell you what, again, thank you so much. We
Yes,
love you.
yes, thank
and,
you for having
ladies
me.
and gentlemen, this is one of the ones that make Troy Fest one of the great events of the year in Troy, Alabama and South Alabama. And again, make your plans now to come to Troy Fest. We're going to be back. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back with more of Today in LA and downtown Troy Fest 2019.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance. Whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies, Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance needs.
Trojan Auto Parts of Troy, home of Napa Know-How. Stop by and see owners Mike and Melissa Kilcrease and their Napa Know-How team with over 100 years of combined experience. We're the only locally owned parts store in Pike County, and we're fully stocked and ready to serve you. We pride ourselves on being your go-to parts store, not only for the simple items, but we specialize in those hard-to-find items as well. Trojan Auto Parts, the right part at the right price at the right time. Napa, a name you've trusted here in Troy since 1945.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video, and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
Who said being downtown at 6:30 in the morning was so bad? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Leanne Wyndham of the city of Troy, and we're back to downtown Troy live on Facebook across the world. And
Hey, that's awesome.
live right now. And of course, folks in Spokane, Washington, and Detroit, Michigan, and New York City. Good morning to you, wherever you are this morning.
Good morning, everybody.
The breeze feels good, doesn't it?
It is a little chilly out here, but we're definitely going to heat up as the day goes.
Of course, Leanne is one of the ones that makes this thing go. And of course, there's some big times of the year: Appreciation Day, Relay for Life, a lot of things that happen in downtown Troy. Of course, Christmas parade, we always have fun with that. But Troy Fest is quite a weekend.
It is. It is definitely one of my most favorite times of the year, and just getting to come down and see all the wonderful artists we have and just spending time with people. It's about fellowship, eating good food, just all kinds of
And like you said, if you want to see somebody you hadn't seen lately, just come downtown.
You very well might find them at Troy Fest.
Yeah. Of course, Leanne was born and raised in Troy. You've been to a lot of Troy Fests. You remember Jean Lake, I'm sure.
I remember being at Jean Lake each year with my grandmother, with Betty Wagner.
Yeah, that's right. The great.
Yes.
But how would I want to ask you? Of course, Betty Wagner, the legendary Betty Wagner, Mrs. Wags. You had to share her with so many thousands of people. How was that? Because everywhere you went, people wanted to stop and talk to her.
If y'all want me to be honest this morning, I will be honest. At times, I got a little tired of it because the times of just having her all to myself were kind of limited. But I'm so happy this community had her to live amongst them and be such a strong influence in so many children's lives over the years.
I see Ira almost every year. He comes down almost every year from Selma, doesn't he?
He does. It's a tradition.
Ira, country wagoner.
Yes, he comes down and brings the family.
Very successful accountant in Selma.
Yes, he is. He keeps saying he's going to move back here
I
with
wish he
us.
would.
I wish he would too.
Let me tell you something about him. You're gonna be tickled about this. I want to say Pine Caps, but it could have been Delta Chi. He played intramural football for 30 years. What? I mean, let me tell you something. He played on the intramural football team of his old fraternity. Was he a Delta Chi?
He was a Delta Chi, yes.
He played for something like 30 years. He would.
Really?
Well, I say that. I'll be probably more like 10 years, but he would come back and play intramural football with their team.
So interesting.
Yeah, he was a real good athlete.
I knew. Well, you know what? Of course, I've always known that he's a good golfer, and that's what he really enjoys. Yeah. But I didn't realize. So in high school, I don't even know. But
you're
high school?
He played some, but he was mostly intramural, and he wasn't a real big guy,
Right.
But he was a good athlete, played baseball and so forth. But now, hey, he wasn't quite the athlete your husband was. Now, your husband is the leading scorer of all time at Crenshaw Christian Academy. Is that right?
He is one of those that was good at baseball, basketball, football.
That's right. Tommy Wyndham, you folks from Luverne watching this morning, look how lucky he is. He came to Troy and got lucky.
Well, you know what? This is one of those weekends where I'm like wild and crazy, like running around. He might not say he was that lucky right now because of, but anyway, he's a good guy and a good athlete.
You and I have had a lot of fun with Troy Cable, and isn't Troy Cable wonderful that they can come into people's houses this morning as they get ready to go to work, eat breakfast or whatever. We hope you enjoyed this morning. We've been here since about 6, we've been here since about 6 o'clock, but we've been on the air since 7. And Facebook, Leanne, and you're one of Troy's lovely ladies, your face is going out across not only across the nation, but across the world.
I know.
In Tokyo, Japan.
It's amazing the social media, the doors that has opened for us yes.
Now you represent the city of Troy, and of course tell us what you do and how the city gets involved in all this.
Well, I actually work in the mayor's office, and I oversee some of our special projects, and I'm very involved with the community and community relations with the city. And of course, as I'm sure Morgan said, this weekend is one of the best things that we do. And I know everyone knows that city employees take part, but our volunteers are the ones that steer this committee and steer this event. And it's just a great combination of volunteers and the city.
And you have that beautiful shirt on this morning.
This is the student art design T-shirt.
That's right.
And yes, I love the color. The design is bright.
Of course, now it'd be hard for you to turn around and show us the other side of it, but it's got a big side too.
Yes.
But it's a beautiful shirt, and you can buy those in the morning first thing, can't you?
You sure can, and they are only $12.
Yeah.
So
I mentioned there are people here that I said anybody that could bring 5 straight years of shirts, I'd buy one and give it to them free. But there'd be a lot of people that could do that, couldn't you?
Yes, there definitely could
You
be.
probably wear your Troy Fish shirts year round, don't you?
Year round. My girls and I, we all wear them, and sometimes it says a sleep shirt, or sometimes it just says a shirt.
You know, they're two of my favorite young ladies. They're twins, and how long have they been coming to Troy Fest?
They actually started Troy Fest 15 years ago when I was pregnant with them, and I was down here, so they had their first, they were with me 15 years ago. They were in my belly at Troy Fest. So yeah, this is their 15th year.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Tommy wanted to crawl in the hole. No, of course, Leanne, so very well known in our community, and of course, what would we do without the drinkers? You know, what a great job they do.
They are definitely what I like to call one of our little power couples that just have so much going on for them.
Have you ever seen a guy with more, or people with more energy in your life?
No, and they are involved in their community and their church, and just in other ways, you know, across our town. They are both at the university, and we're just so thankful to have them as chairing Troy Fest each year.
Leanne, of course, you represent the city, and let's go around the square, and a lot of things happening to downtown Troy. Downtown Troy is beginning to be a fun place, and at night you can hardly find a parking place.
I know, it's so different than it was, say, just 5 years ago. But yes, we have so many boutiques and shops and restaurants, and as everyone knows, Francesca's just opened 2 nights ago.
Are they open now?
Yes, I ate dinner there last night.
Did you eat spaghetti? Was it good?
Yeah,
what did you have?
It was delicious. I had the chicken piccata.
I bet that's good.
It was really good. It's beautiful in there. The decor and the setup of the restaurant.
If you will, Scott, let's move over there to that restaurant. We're talking about the Italian restaurant. Troy finally is getting an Italian restaurant. We've needed this, haven't we?
Yes, and I'm so, it was exciting that it was, you know, Yanni who decided he wanted to do this again.
I hate to ask you this. I know it's on a personal basis, but did you have a glass of red wine?
Actually, I did not. Not last night, but
yes, what I said, they do provide that with the Italian food. Is that right?
Absolutely. You can sit down and have a, you know, fine meal and a good glass of wine and just relax.
And what are their times? Do you know?
They are right now. They are Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday evenings. So
how about Saturday?
No, they are
Saturday.
not open on Saturdays. Just Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday nights.
Okay.
And, but yeah, Yanni says he just wants to get in there and, you know, figure things out a little bit, and he feels sure he will.
And he's from Greece. We're
yes.
talking about Italian food, but he's from Greece.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes. So his food is authentic.
And of course, a lot of people have eaten his food at many times, don't you think?
Yes, and he has. I know that you probably remember his signature dish, pasta Yanni.
Yeah.
Pasta Yanni's on the menu, so I know there was a lot of people that
loved
that.
Exactly.
It's really good. And he told me that he personally will be making the cannolis. Oh,
going the wrong way.
Goodness gracious. But Yanni himself will be making the cannolis.
All right, great.
So, and we didn't try one of those last night. We were full, but I promise you I'll try one.
But we'll be open tonight, and
yes.
I'm looking across the way there, and a lot of the people coming into Troy this weekend would love to eat there. I tell you, it's great to have a brand new restaurant, and now we're getting, before long, we're going to have a whole square full of them. What do you think?
Yes, I mean, we're definitely going to continue to grow, and we have room to grow. Off of the immediate square, there's a lot of great spaces.
Yeah, sure is. Tell us about some of those places. I mean, there's a couple of restaurants on Love Street.
Well, yes, you have Flo's, and if you have never eaten at Flo's, you are missing out. It is a fabulous.
What do you like to eat there?
I like the chicken Philly sandwich.
Yeah.
The chicken Philly is really
That's what
good.
it's famous for, isn't it?
It is so, yes, and But yes, he's just, you know, a block off of the square. But you've got Hazel's, one of our cute boutiques that's off the square, and Confetti Crate.
Yeah.
So everything isn't just right
That's
here.
right.
We're branching off into other directions.
And Vicky's got a wonderful frame shop down
Yes,
Elm Street there.
that has been there for years, and she does a great job on her framing.
Now, a lot of traffic comes through here. Of course, this is Highway 231 and 29,
Yes.
which takes you to New York City, I think, on 29, I think. But I noticed there was no chicken trucks, which, amen, because that was not very pleasant. But they're not coming through here anymore. Is that right?
I don't know about that. I don't know that we've done anything to redirect them, but no, it's not fun when they come by.
Well, that company's not here anymore either. We'll be back right after this. I think.
Hey folks, are you tired of spending hard-earned money on a gas grill only to have it burn up in less than 2 years? Not to mention burning your food. Here at Southern Grill and Patio in Troy, Alabama, we carry the Holland Grill line. They've been around since 1988, and there are people right here in Troy that have had theirs for over 20 years. These grills are guaranteed not to flare up. You can grill, steam, or smoke on your new Holland Grill today. Come see us at Southern Grill and Patio in Troy, Alabama, inside Town and Country Flooring Center.
When you are handed the key to a new Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick or GMC, rev up your imagination. Think of all the places you can go in some of the most stylish, best quality cars available on the market today. Feel confident driving vehicles with superb dependability and safety ratings. And smile, you saved a ton of money because you bought at Bill Jackson. Let the only thing holding you back be the end of the road. A Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC vehicle will not only change your life, it saves you money like nowhere else.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video, and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office.
Town Troy on Today in LA. Hope you're enjoying this morning as we do every year. The Friday before Troy Fest, we enjoy coming downtown and enjoying all the atmosphere of what will be one of the biggest weekends in Troy every year, and that's Troy Fest 2019, where all artists from all across the country come here to sell their goods and their wares, and of course art is the main focus here. And of course the Troy Arts Council very involved every year in Troy Fest, and they've got a committee that is just outstanding, led by Morgan and Rob Drinkard, who do such a great job, and their committee does a great job, and the whole city comes out to enjoy the weekend, and hope that you'll make your plans to be here either Saturday or Sunday, or both Saturday and Sunday, and of course to make your plans to eat at some of our local restaurants here. As we mentioned, Francisco's has opened up their Italian restaurant, which is right across the street from us here, and Yanni will be open from Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at dinner, so it should be awfully good place to eat. Another one of Troy's wonderful restaurants, of course, right across the street from us, Mama Goldberg's. Right down the street, and that's a wonderful restaurant, B. Gray's. And then Sips on the square, they've got donuts for sale right now, donuts, and they'll have donuts tomorrow also Sunday, and of course also a great place to eat. And Bird Drugs on the square in downtown Troy is another great place to eat right here, especially for breakfast, and they'll be open at 7 o'clock sharp in the morning. Of course, it's starting to get busy in downtown as the sun is up and shining, and we've had to move our desk around a little bit. Of course, Troy University baseball will be in town, and I've got the Troy hat this morning and representing Troy, and of course, also want to congratulate Pike Liberal Arts. They won a big game yesterday in the second round of the Class 3A championships in baseball at the Alabama Independent Schools, and they got a two-hit performance by Hoyt Steed, and they went on to win that game 10-0. They were leading the second game 9-2, but rains came and washed them out for the rest of the day. They'll resume today at 8:30, and you can watch it live. Is that right? Live on Troy Cable, starting at 4 o'clock this afternoon. So you folks that are big baseball fans, tune in to us at 4 o'clock. And I don't know if they have to start all over again or do they start where they ended. All right, so they'll start with Pike having the baseball or being that bad in the second inning, leading the game 9-2. Hopefully they can win that and get ready to play the winner of the Glenwood and Tuscaloosa game. So that will be if they win today, they'll move on to the third round and go up against two of the best teams in the state. Of course, Pike is the defending state 3A champion, led by their coach Alan Ponder, who does such a great job with that program at Pike Liberal Arts. Charles Henderson heads into the second round of the Class 5A public school tournament, and they're in Bibb County today in Centerville to play Bibb County High School in the second round. They won big in the first round, and of course their program is really on the up and coming. Of course, they've always had a good program, but this year they're 28 and 6 on the year, so they're really having a great year, and that should be a good game there. The best 2 out of 3 starts in Centerville this afternoon against Bibb County High School, which is a team that's always good. And of course, Troy, Charles Henderson, also one of their better starts in a long time, and they're in the playoffs, and there's a good chance they could move on with the kind of pitching they've been getting from some young players. Of course, I want to mention Troy University baseball, big series this weekend out at Riddle Pace Field. It'll be a good place to go tonight and enjoy a great baseball game from Riddle Pace Field right here in Troy. So a lot going on, baseball going on, Troy University baseball. Of course, also the big event, though, is Troy Fest 2019 from right here in downtown Troy. And, of course, you can see in our background a lot of busy people getting ready to bring their wares to downtown Troy. And we'll look forward to being with them in the morning. And, again, it all starts around 9 o'clock. And, of course, the vendors will start selling their goods. And
Troy plays baseball in Arkansas at Little Rock.
Oh, I'm wrong. They play on the road. So I was mistaken. They play at Little Rock. So they've been gone 3 weekends in a row. So they will not be here this weekend, Troy University. So, hey, there'll be a lot going on in Troy, downtown Troy. Of course, I recommend Francisca's tonight, but also a great Italian restaurant, but also B. Gray's is a delicious place to eat, white tablecloth restaurant, and very nice atmosphere. Also across the street at Mama Goldberg's, wonderful sandwiches, and the Sips on the Square is one of the more popular places to eat in Troy, and they're drop by and eat at some of these fine restaurants right here in downtown Troy. And we're excited about the weekend. I hope you are, as we get ready for Troy Fest 2017. Of course, trying to get through to Mike Amos this morning, and I know he's normally on here, but our schedule has gotten a little bit interrupted, so I don't know if I can reach him or not this morning, but hopefully he will call in and we can talk to him in just a few minutes. I want to mention also our sponsors, and we appreciate them so much. Our good friends at Dixieland Dental, located 9 miles north of Dothan on Highway 231. Dr. Michael Precise, Dr. John Strength, Dr. Damon Strength, and Dr. Robert Precise make up one of the largest dental clinics in Alabama. And we appreciate them so much being a part of our show every morning. Of course, also our good friends at Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram Trucks. And Jason, my good friend that owns that dealership, is also very friendly to our community since he's been here. Over $70,000 he's given to the local elementary schools, not only in Troy, but also in around the county. It's a wonderful gesture. What he does, if he sells a new car or truck from Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram trucks, when he sells that, he takes $200 and he puts it in an account, and he gives it away to elementary schools to help with their expenses. Of course, teachers, have just a limited amount of money to buy things that can make their classroom more interesting to their students. And this is a great gesture on the part of Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep, is to give back to our community through our elementary schools. I'm Mike Amos on our show in downtown Troy on Facebook, and you can watch that on TC2. That's T as in Troy, C as in cat, and 2, and you can watch our show wherever you are in this world on Facebook. We're going to take a short break here. We'll be right back.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance, whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies. Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance needs.
Trojan Auto Parts of Troy, home of Napa know-how. Stop by and see owners Mike and Melissa Kilcrease and their Napa know-how team with over 100 years of combined experience. We're the only locally owned parts store in Pike County, and we're fully stocked and ready to serve you. We pride ourselves on being your go-to parts store, not only for the simple items, but we specialize in those hard-to-find items as well. Trojan Auto Parts, the right part at the right price at the right time. Napa, a name you've trusted here in Troy since 1945.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video, and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
Coming to you live from downtown Troy, and as we prepare for this weekend's Big Troy Fest 2019, where some of the finest artists in the country will be here. And of course, this is a very well-known event every year in Troy, Alabama. And of course, you can see in my background, ladies and gentlemen, down North 3-Night Street. And as I mentioned earlier on the show, on Highway 29, you can go all the way to New York City. This is the corner of Highway 29, and also Highway 231 goes right through here. This is the old way through Troy, but because of the bypass which came through here in the 60s, we're now have a break from the way Troy used to be with all the traffic coming through here. Still a busy street, but we're showing you a little bit of the things that Troy Cable can do. In our background, you got the old Cinco Drugs business there. Charles Cinco's had that, and then of course Walt and Kristen Sanders own that business now. But the old building where it's located in is a building that's one of the oldest in the city of Troy. It's been here for years and years, and you can see how beautiful it is. On down the street, of course, is the First Methodist Church, and it's a beautiful church. But as we look across the downtown, let's go for a walk. We're going to go for a walk in downtown Troy here. And then, of course, we want to show you a new business that is, yeah, thank you. And, of course, we'll go to the new restaurant. Troy's newest restaurant is Francesca's. And it's open Wednesday through Friday from 4:30 to 9:30. And ladies and gentlemen, it looks like an Italian restaurant. And Yanni does a wonderful job serving Italian food. Of course, he also has a restaurant located at Winn-Dixie. I mean, not Winn-Dixie, but Piggly Wiggly right here in Troy. And people eat there all day. Now, this is the oldest business in downtown Troy. This is Douglas Brothers Jewelry. Been here since, you're not going to believe me when I say this, since 1872, I think, was when this business was established, and it's been a Douglas or a Qualls running this jewelry store for during all that time. In fact, as we look at this business is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday, and then on Saturday from 9 to 2. And of course, they're located right here on the square. And of course, like I said, it's been here for a long, long time. Douglas Brothers Jewelry. And then we move on down in Joel Lee Williams' office, attorney office, and we move on down, and we've got apartments in a lot of these places here. And a lot of college students or just people that want a great place to live. And of course, also this is called Ground Floor. This is a coffee shop, and they are open at different hours of the day, 9 through 6, Monday through Saturday, and they have delicious coffee, and I think you'll find it to be very interesting. On down here, this is Blooming Ridge, a children's boutique, open Monday through Friday from 10 to 6, and on Saturday from 10 to 4, but a great place to shop for small children. As we move on down here, this is Doche, and boy, you're talking about some wonderful, wonderful food at Doche. And those girls are eating exactly the same thing that I would like. These cinnamon rolls are wonderful. Did they heat them up for you? Is that good? And we just got back from Douglas Brothers Jewelry. We're on Troy Cable as we speak. And then if you want to sit outside and enjoy it like you could do it in France, this is what you do. Moving on down the street, Flat Tops and Fiddles. It's been a business, been here for a long time. The Pink Parlor is a beautiful business, and of course has clothing, and so just a beautiful store. They're open right here every day. And also Bird Drugs, one of my favorite places. I love to eat breakfast at Bird Drugs, and it's been here, gosh, in this location since 1940. And of course there was a drugstore here before that. And of course Joe Watson and Evelyn Watson owned this business, and Joe's the pharmacist and do a wonderful job. Of course, downtown Troy, you've got a boutique on the corner here, and a neighborhood business. And as we walk through this beautiful downtown area, we've got businesses on all the way around the corner. And there's, of course, a beautiful park that's lit up at night. that people will really enjoy. And of course the restaurants we've already mentioned, Sips and B. Gray's and some of them, but these trees have gotten awfully big over the years. Now our cameraman's moving along pretty good, but tomorrow all of this will be artists and people from all over this part of the country selling their goods at Troy Fest 2019. But it is a beautiful downtown district here in Troy, Alabama. I hope that you'll come out tomorrow and enjoy a wonderful weekend of Troy Fest and entertainment. It'll be on the corner over here, and that's sponsored by Troy Cablevision. And there'll be some excellent entertainment. And I noticed that the jazz band from Troy University is going to be playing, so that's going to be really something. I think they start around 12:30. Be a great place to eat and listen to some wonderful music. We hope you've enjoyed our show today. It's been a very unique show being brought to you right here on Troy Cablevision, and we've moved around the square. But it's amazing what you can do right now on Troy Cablevision. You can be seen live on Facebook across the country and across the world. Now, is that the same thing that you see right now? Today at 4 o'clock we'll be out at Pike Liberal Arts School for a baseball game starting at 4:30. Should be a lot of fun, and bringing it to you live right here on Troy Cable. As we walk back to our vehicles, we hope you've had a great morning with us. Of course, it is a little windy, but very nice. And of course, with the sun's out, the weather should be very conducive for an event such as Troy Fest 2019. And should be a lot of fun, as I mentioned. And of course, come downtown and enjoy a wonderful day, seeing a lot of your old friends, eating some great food, listening and watching some wonderful entertainment. Hey, we're going to have it for you both Friday or Saturday and Sundays from right down here in downtown Troy. It starts at 4 o'clock, it starts at 9 o'clock and it runs to 5 o'clock on Saturday. That'll be in the morning, and then runs again from 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock on Sunday. So I hope to see you this weekend. I know a lot of you plan to be here, and it should be a wonderful, wonderful weekend from downtown Troy. One of the great days of the year is Troy Fest 2019. I'm Mike Amos, bidding you farewell from today in LA, and hope that you've enjoyed this show and being with us this morning. We appreciate all the folks, Morgan and Leanne, and all the great people that represent this wonderful, wonderful program, Troy Fest 2019. Have a great weekend. Enjoy Troy Fest.